does include about 2,900 journals that are not represented by Medline, and it also includes Medline within its search. So I just want to give you kind of an overview of the database, and you can see right now I have the dashboard on my screen. I'm just going to scroll up there, you can see it. So just a quick, I always ask that you familiarize yourself with each database you use, and especially to create an account within the database. And that allows you to save your searches as well as to create alerts for certain searches that you have. So it's very beneficial to create an account, and it is free to do so. So just a little quick view of the dashboard. You can search by a quick search, which is this main page, and it allows you to do a whole bunch of different searching options. It also allows you, if you can see the little Pico button, to create or do a search by Pico method. I wouldn't use this as a final search for turning into a publication, but it gives you kind of a good place to jump off. The PV Wizard is their medical or medicine pharmacological kind of database. So you can search within that, and it allows you to use different subheadings. You can look at drug therapy for certain drugs, etc. The same is for the medical device. If you have a specific device that you would like to look up, it will allow you to do so. And then it goes into advanced searching and the drug again to see device and article and authors that you can look up. If you look up if you want a specific article, it allows you to look up a DOI and different subheadings. So it's kind of nice that way. But I'm going to go back to the main quick page. And that's just a little kind of brief overview of the dashboard. You can also see that it allows you in the quick search to kind of do some quick limitations. So if you want just EBM or evidence-based medicine searches, you can look up just Cochrane reviews, just systematic reviews, meta-analysis, etc. Okay, so to do a proper literature search in most databases, you need to use the index of that database or the controlled language of that specific database, as well as natural language or common words or phrases and their synonyms. So hopefully many of you are familiar with MESH, which is called medical subject headings, and that is PubMed's index or controlled vocabulary. And it is what is used to index and tag articles according to the subjects that each articles cover. And so an article can cover multiple subjects within one article, and each one is tagged. So Embase uses a life science thesaurus, and it's called Entry. And it is accessible at the top here, and I'm going to click on that to show you. So to build a search, I'm going to use the controlled vocabulary, and then I'm going to add the natural language to it. And so, let's see, yes. Like MESH, it is structured hierarchically, and it is updated 3 times a year. So you will often see candidate entry terms, and I ran into one just the other day. So I'm going to type in faculty development. And you can see right away it's saying that this is a candidate term, which means that there's just not going to be, it hasn't been officially entered into the entry system. It is there. It only has 32 articles under it, but you can use it certainly, but it's not a fully integrated within the database yet. So I just wanted to give you that. It's not going to have a whole page that shows you what the term is. For example, if I wanted to use, just show you, oops, team building. So this is what the source page or entry term is going to look like. So team building, the hierarchy tree is under personnel management. It was introduced into the entry system in 2006, and they just have the word all combined as a synonym. So this is good to know because it is not that it was entered in 2006, because prior to 2006, those articles will not be retroactively entered into the system under this term. So that's just something to know. But I'm going to go back to faculty development. And even though this is a candidate term, I'm going to add this to my advanced search. And by doing that, I'm just going to click that. And you can see it. This is the advanced search bar. It's just going to take you that, and you just have to search again. So it's like a double search. And it's going to show you the search history at the top, right here, highlighted in blue, and then along with the articles or journal articles that follow it. Something to know that if you want to see the abstracts of the articles for your searches, you can just click the show all abstracts and it will put them up for you. For the ones that have them, not everyone is going to have one. Okay, so you can see at the top I have my index term with the controlled language. Now I want to enter the natural language portion, or just common words that I've used to describe that. So I'm going to go back to the quick search page. I'm going to switch it to title, abstract, and author keywords. And at this point, I'm going to enter faculty development in the natural keywords portion, or staff development. That's kind of like synonym. And then I'm going to press enter or search. And it's going to add that to the search history. Why would I enter faculty development as a keyword as well as an indexed term? It's because at any given time, there's a ginormous amount of articles that have yet to be indexed by the indexers. And so that by me entering it as a keyword, it allows the articles that have yet to be indexed to be searched as well for that same term. And so at this point, because these are the same concepts, I'm going to add them together with the word or. And this is kind of the Boolean operator portion of the search, but the computer does it for you. You just have to tell it if you want it to do it and or. And a good kind of rule of thumb is if you're within the same concept, always or them. And when you're adding different concepts together, then you and them. So combining those two together, I get about 4,500, a little over. And for my next topic, I'm going to go back to entry. And this time I'm going to do COVID. How has faculty development changed during COVID? And I'm going to put COVID in, and you can see it's going to give me different options. And all of these are some things that I want to use. So I'm going to do this one. And instead of taking that one directly to the disease search, I'm going to add it to the query builder. And so this allows me to add more than one index term. And if I go back to COVID, I'm going to add SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus 2. And I'm going to add that to the query builder. And you can see that it's adding them together with the word or. And then again, if I go back, COVID, scroll down. So you can see all the different types of coronavirus or SARS that they are adding. COVID toe. The coronavirus. Oh, we already have that. But you can see what's underneath in the hierarchy tree by selecting one as well. And it also gives you synonyms that you can copy and paste if you want into the natural language portion of the search. So that is a kind of a little tip as well. And notice that this was just entered in 2020 as a term. and all of the ones that follow it. So it's very interesting. But as for right now, I'm going to just take these two to the advanced search and then search again. And it has built that into the search history. At this point, I'm going to go back to the search up here, go back to my little quick search, make sure that it's set to title, abstract, and keywords. And then this is where I'm going to add the natural portion, or just the common words or phrases and synonyms for COVID. So I could do COVID, COVID with an asterisk. And that with an asterisk just allows for multiple possible endings to that. So it could be COVID-19 or just COVID. It just, that asterisk allows for multiple possible endings of the word. And then because I'm within the same concept, I'm going to use the word or. And you can do coronavirus. I'm going to put that in quotes. I'm also going to do and then I'm going to search. Those aren't by any means all of the synonyms, but it's going to give you a little example. And then because these are the same concept, I'm going to or them together. Okay. And now I can look for faculty development and how the coronavirus has affected faculty development. And at this point, that's when I'm going to use the word and, because these are two separate, different concepts. So combining those together, I'm getting 46 articles, and you'll see them down below. I'm going to hit the Show All Abstracts button, and then you can see career advancement during the COVID-19 pandemic. So these are pretty generally within what I'm looking for. Sometimes you're going to get a random article that may not have anything to do with your topic, but those always slip in. So that is how I would perform a general search just within the Embase database. And notice on the left-hand side of the screen, all the different filters that you can use if you wanted to look at various sources, or if I want to just do a specific age range for people within the study or the search that I'm doing. You can also do publication types. This is where you could look down, let's see, review, conference abstract, and you can download it right, so like that. But I'm going back. Publication years, so you can do a lot. It also allows you to search at the top. So if I wanted to just look at English articles within the search that I just did with that total of 3 and 6, if I go ahead and select the English language and then go back up to search, you can see that it's going to add that English limit, and it only comes back with 35 articles this time. So that's just a way to limit some of your resources, or some of the articles that come in that are more centered around what you're looking for. Again, publication types, it shows you all the different possibilities you can look in. So this is good evidence under EBM, evidence-based medicine. If I wanted to just look at systematic reviews, I could select that as well and then go up to search. And you can select more than one, so you can have different limiters, multiple as well. So that is Embase. Does anybody have any questions? You can enter them in the chat if you would like to. I do also want to show you, and go back to the result page at the top, how to save a search. So this search, I would click all of it, and I'm going to go up to save. And you can only, again, do this if you have an account. Now, what is kind of tricky about saving a search is you need to remember to select a new folder, because otherwise it's going to just put them all in the same folder under one person. So if you have, like, say, a brain injury folder, it's going to have multiple, and you never change the folder, it's going to have all your searches under that one title. So just always know to create a new folder, and then just name it whatever you will, and then press create. And then you can name this search. Let's say if you just want to do it for today's date, you could name it today's date. Sometimes I do search 1 or 2 and then save, and it will create in your list of search. You can see I have a lot of them down there. Your Embase search. And look, I accidentally stuck that under Gardener. So I would new a new folder, Embase. Then I would add it. Put that to the search. So let's see, I have a question. How will we be able to access this session in the future? I'll go ahead and email it to the people who are registered for the class. So you should have it on in your email within, oh, I would say a day or so. Any other questions? Just note that for using Embase, the main points are it's a ginormous or enormous database that is global, much more international than PubMed. It started out as, again, a pharmacological database, and then it went into the biomedical sciences. So it is, you're going to retrieve, when you do searches on this, more international articles from around the world, and it's just large. It's just a large database, but it is a necessity, especially if you're doing a detailed search. But it's not so different from PubMed, and once you just know how to use Emtree, which is just like Mesh, it's just their own version, and it's a little bit more detailed and granular, which I kind of like compared to Mesh, then you've got it down. So the search and the entry buttons. And just remember, if you want to search by certain things, you can do that. Drug manufacturer name, but I always just do title, abstract, or keyword. That's kind of a good, basic, simple search to look under. But I mean, it goes even to country of author, country of journal. So it does definitely get more granular.